Don't ask me to talk.
From the sublime to the ridiculous.
Join me, Stacy Heller.
And me, Eric Ryder.
As we talk about what's good to watch, read, see, listen to, and more.
An edutaining 1-hour break in your day that includes the segment, What Are We Eating? Sponsored by Dingfelder's Delicatessen.
Stick with us for something good. Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday, April 21st, otherwise known as National High Five Day.
High five.
Right? Exactly. We're far enough away from each other that we can't high five. So
that's right. And I don't have a high five sound effect, so I just had to make it live.
Look at you. You're vamping. So I am Stacy Heller. I am joined by my co-host, Eric Ryder.
That's me.
That's Eric. He just high-fived you all. And we actually have a guest this week, Bec Relyea. She is one of my co-hosts from another show that we do called Wisdom from the Wardrobe. It is brought to you by Michael Bruce Image Consulting. And it is a show where we talk not so seriously about style. You can listen to it on sister station KKNW on Mondays from 12 to 12:30 Pacific Standard Time. While I provide the commentary for the people, Bec provides the...
You are the voice of the people.
I am the voice of the people. Hi, Bec. Bec provides the... It started out as what's in the news? And then you start to realize how ridiculous fashion news is. So now it's Bec's color commentary on fashion news.
I'm sorry, but those leather bustiers are just not going to report on themselves. So somebody needs to do it.
High five.
You are a giver. Totally.
I am. I want people to know what's out in the world. I'm just, I am a giver.
You are a giver. And it's, it is so not serious talk. I mean, we like to joke, we're serious about style, but this is not serious talk. We get so derailed very often by your commentary on, who's worn what, and let's talk about those Crocs that are thousands of dollars, or the Tesco bag or whatever you brought up recently. Holy cow. I want to remind people that, let's say you're busy one week and you can't listen to the show live. No problem. You can subscribe to this show, Don't Ask Me to Talk, and my other show, Stacy Connects, wherever you listen to and subscribe to podcasts. You can also text DAMTT to 55678, and you will get details about both shows. And if you are interested in connecting with me or with Eric, feel free to call or text 475-999-2726. What acronym are you going with today, Eric?
That's IS 599 YARAN. Dial IS 599 YARAN if you want to text or leave a voicemail for us.
Yep. So easy to remember. And you can also, of course, go through stacyconnects.com. But really, Eric's is way more fun.
Unfortunately, this phone number does not spell out anything great so far, but it spells out some stuff. So and we're just going with what we got.
You know what? And that's what this show is about. It is about turning lemons into lemonade.
That's right.
So I do want to remind people that it is April, and therefore it is still National Donate Life Month. As you know, I have been talking for the past couple of weeks about a show that I did on my Stacy Connects podcast where it was called You Complete Me, about a gentleman looking for a kidney. And of course, I went this morning to get my blood work done, or actually this past week, Tuesday. And that didn't work because the lights were out. And so I have to fast once again next week to do it. But please consider sharing that episode of Stacy Connects. Again, it's called You Complete Me. And it's weird that these days the best way to get the word out about people that need living donors is through social media. It's got to be good for something, right? Between seeing those leather bustiers and Justin Bieber in his pink beanie and getting people a liver or not a liver, a kidney. I'm okay.
Well, some people need livers.
They do, actually.
But usually don't have a spare one to give. But that's why it's important to put that on that on your driver's license.
To a lung and a kidney, and I'm done after that.
That's right.
The ultimate sacrifice. Yes. Are you that much of a giver, Bec?
Are you a liver giver?
I don't know if anybody is. Okay.
Well, once they pass, they can,
Yes.
The liver is still intact. They can give that.
Absolutely. And good point about National Donate Life Month. That is both for people that, again, if you want to be an organ donor, then you can put that on your license, or you can be a living donor, like I'm trying to be with the kidney piece. And I've got a spare, and so why not? My big thing is, can you give me a tummy tuck or a boob lift while you're at it? Like,
you're in there anyway. Just,
Right? I mean, I sort of feel like there should be a twofer that would be further incentivizing people to be living donors. Like, sure, it's microscopic, but we're also going to squeeze some fat out of you. You're welcome.
There you go.
I'll have to sell
All I can picture Stace as a turkey baster. That's just not an image I need. It's a little hole. Just suck it right out.
If you're a doctor that can do this, dial 475-999-BRA6. We're waiting to hear from you.
We are standing by. Oh, my gosh. Okay. So for the past couple weeks, Bec, I know that you are a loyal listener.
Absolutely.
And so we pick these topics, and then, of course, after we talk about them, when we talk about them, I have something to say. And then after the fact, I'm like, ooh.
Wait, time out. Eric, did she just say she has something to say?
Amazing, right?
Wow. Okay, yes. Sorry, Stace. I didn't
Good thing she has 3 shows that she's on.
Technically, it's 4.
4, that's right. Yes.
Yeah, well, my mother didn't listen to me, okay? So we were supposed to talk about exercise last week, and then
I think we did kind of cover,
we did,
more exercise than we thought we were going to do. So, I think we covered it. And then we also picked as an alternate celebrity as a topic, and we kind of meshed them both because that's just how we roll here.
Well, I want you to know that we're
famous for exercising our mouths.
My mouth is very lean. I tried 9 rounds last week after we had talked about the whole exercise thing. And I will tell you.
And we found out last week that this is a gym where you do boxing.
Yep. Yeah. Didn't go well.
Oh. Well, you're not black and blue, so.
Well, aren't I though?
Well, the makeup must be doing a good job because I don't see the bruises. So.
Well,
were you boxing with people or a bag?
A bag. So somewhere between the 6th and the 9th round, I felt a little twang in my back. And so then the instructor was like, okay, so now what you're going to do is you're going to do this. I'm like, yeah, nope, I'm not. That is not going to happen. This body right now, that is not going to happen. And so that all happened. And I could talk about that ad nauseum. I was a little testy around that time because he kept calling me Mary. Now, Stacy and Mary, it's not like it's Stacy and Tracy or something like that. Like, Mary is just nothing. So I got so testy that when he kept saying, I'm so sorry, I keep calling you Mary, I said, no problem. Every time you call me Mary, I'm going to say, it's Stacy. Insert expletive here. And I will tell you that he stopped calling me Mary, and he suddenly remembered that my name is Stacy. And I was maybe a little cranky because I couldn't breathe and I had a tweak in my back, and I realized that I have 0 core strength.
Well, you were mad enough to hit something.
I was, and I'll tell you
what, were in the right place.
You're supposed to pick a fighting name, and so I feel like my name is going to have to be like something with Mary involved.
Bloody Mary.
That's it.
Isn't it supposed to be the street you grew up on and your first pet's name?
I think that's if you want to choose a porn name.
Oh, I see.
Boxer, it's got to be something tough.
Yeah, Bloody Mary.
There you go.
my gosh, that's amazing. And then I also, because I want to manifest my celebrity that I forgot to mention last week, is Macklemore. Big fan of Macklemore.
Okay, here's me doing the color commentary. Did you see the pictures of Macklemore and Marshawn Lynch? Because they now are part of the co-ownership of the Kraken. And there's a picture of Marshawn Lynch holding Macklemore's little baby boy, who's about 9 months old and could not be cuter. It's the best picture. Have you seen it?
Have I seen it? Come on. I there's just something about him that I love, and so I am putting it out on all 4 of my shows, if I can, that Macklemore is the person that it's not like it's the whole hall pass or any of that nonsense.
Well, you're both gingers.
There you go.
And gingers got to stick together, right?
Yes, that's what it is. When you don't have a soul, you need to find someone else. No, I just think that he seems to be very authentic, and I really respect that about him.
Well, what I thought was interesting is there was actually, like, I'd seen the pictures on social media, but I read an article this morning in the Washington Post about it and how Macklemore is a Seattle native and he wants to give back to the community and he's really like big into social justice. So I think, I agree with you, Stace. I just think he's the bomb. And surprisingly, Marshawn Lynch, I know when he moved to go back down to Oakland, that's where he's from and his roots were there. But he actually said, they interviewed him and he said he actually does feel an allegiance to Seattle because he lives so much of his life here and his career and stuff. So I like that it's sort of not just, oh, I got what I needed and then I left. Right. So I thought that was kind of cool.
Right. That's awesome.
And by the way, Macklemore is performing at the Emerald Queen Casino on April 30th. Not getting paid to see this, but I see the ad every day when I drive to work. So.
I hear it on the radio. Yes, indeed. I was going to say it too, but I wasn't sure.
They've got a giant screen. If you live in Tacoma, they've got a giant, jumbotron screen on the Emerald Queen Casino that you just see him every single day.
Yeah, and I have to say, Eric, not to make you jealous, but Stace and I have actually been to a Macklemore concert together. So,
Nice.
Oh, yeah. Big time. Well,
yeah,
and I will say that I would be lying if I told you that I haven't gone on to the Emerald Queen Casino website multiple times to check out the price of tickets, and somehow it feels cheaper to donate a kidney. Because I don't want to be I kind of want to be right there. And so the tickets that I'm looking at, because apparently I'm now really bougie, are somewhere between $700 and $900 each.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Although I don't know how big Emerald Queen Casino is. So maybe I don't need to be as
big,
bougie
but it's
as
not
I
the
think.
same as seeing them at Climate Change Arena or whatever.
So maybe I don't need to be as bougie as I think I do.
Yeah.
Oh, new perspective.
I don't know, but all I have to say, Stace, is Mother's Day is coming. So, if your family is looking for gift ideas, I think they've just got it.
Okay, you could go ahead and reach out to my fam. You know them all. So, before we move on to our actual topic, because we get so waylaid, anything good with you two this week? Anything you want to share, Eric?
With you two, I think they're working on a new record, but
that they're going to download and without anybody's permission, and you're going to have it in your
iPhone, whether you like it or not. Yeah, that might happen.
Yeah, I mean, it's happened before.
But as far as me goes, having a lot of fun hanging out with Gertie, the beagle. And,
oh my gosh.
We had sunshine on Easter, so we went to the park and, took a nice long walk and enjoyed ourselves. And so, it's been a decent week.
Gertie's now the official mascot of this show. The rescue beagle. I mean, how cute is that?
She's pretty cute.
She's really
I have to
cute.
say that's big points for the name Gertie. That's an awesome dog name.
Did Gertie come with that name?
No, she didn't come with that name. She had a different name, but it didn't really suit her. And the Narrows Bridge in Tacoma, famously in 1940, the original bridge was nicknamed Galloping Gertie because it swung back and forth. And then one day it fell into the water. And then they replaced it with the current Narrows Bridge, right?
Okay.
So one day while I was walking Gertie, I noticed her kind of galloping along, and I just thought, Galloping Gertie. Now, she's not going to fall in the water, mind you, but it just seemed like a good name. And then so I started calling her Gertie, and she immediately responded to it, so I knew I'd picked the right name.
I love that. I love when names present themselves. You know, I don't know. I mean, I do feel like Kylie Jenner is taking her sweet time after she named her son and then decided like, nah, maybe not. And now she's waiting for it to present itself. That seems like a long time, but anyway. But I love that. Gertie responded. Oh, so cute.
Yeah, it was amazing. Just like right away, like, hey, I'm Gertie. I knew it. You know?
Well, and I have a vision of my cat Cole, who is 10 and who has that, you know, that when you have a fat cat and it has the stomach sway.
The sway belly?
Yes.
Why, yes.
Yes. Like if I were to run on my all fours, I would have the same thing. And the sway. And so I'm thinking of like the galloping Gertie. It's kind of swaying back and forth.
Well, she doesn't really sway so much, but she kind of hops along.
Oh, that's cuter than Cole's sway. What about you, Bec? What's going on with you? What's good?
Well, I have good news. My husband is done with COVID. He got COVID and it was a mild case and he is over it now. So that's my good news for the week. But I did have a little aside. Our dog, we changed her name too. Although realizing after the fact that her original name was Apple, and had we just left it, we would have been super uber trendy dog parents. But, you know, instead we changed it to something that almost every dog is named, and you hear it 800 times at the dog park. So
you consciously uncoupled with the dog's original name?
There were a brother and sister at the Humane Society. One was Kiwi and one was Apple. So I think they were just running out of names, but...
Well, there's a guy I follow on YouTube.
Fruity little pups.
Fruity Pebbles.
Mm-hmm.
And
Fruity Pupples.
Oh, that's good. Oh my gosh, you're ridiculous. And he does a lot of fostering of puppies and kittens and whatever. And he'll have a theme with each litter. Or is it a litter of puppies and a litter of kittens?
Yeah, I think so.
I believe so, yeah.
So with each litter, there's a theme. And so this last one, it was for the boy puppies, it was trees. And then for the girls, it was flowers.
Oh, that's
cute,
nice.
Right? I know, that's so cute.
Trees make sense.
I saw something recently that was talking about, you know, a litter of puppies or whatever, a murder of crows. And it basically said, whoever missed out on calling a group of squid a squad really missed an opportunity.
Squid squad.
It's a squad of squid. Come on.
That makes so much sense. What were you going to say, Eric, about
I was going to say trees make sense because of all the bark.
I thought you... There it is.
There it is.
I thought it was going to be because dogs usually go near a tree. You know, I'm trying not to talk about peeing.
There you go.
Anyway, okay.
Dial 475-999-2-RAM. Let us know what you think about that joke.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. I'm sure you want more of it. And let me give you the high five you deserve, Eric.
Thank you.
Okay. There it is. That's like a whip.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to make another social reference because that's what I do. So there's an episode of The Office where Jim and Pam, they're sitting across the office from each other and they both give each other a high five, but from their different desks. That's what you guys need to have going on, where you're sort of virtually high-fiving each other.
That's right.
That is kind of what we do.
It is essentially
There's no sound effect for that. It doesn't play as well on the radio. But.
That's right.
You mean on the audio-only platform? Uh-huh. Okay. Why don't we take a break, and then when we come back, we can talk about what we're supposed to be, air quotes, talking about. Keep listening to Don't Ask Me to Talk with Stacy Heller and Eric Ryder, and we have our guest, Bec Relyea, today.
And Vance Dingfelder coming up.
Oh, yeah.
Going to find out what we're eating today.
Got to find it out.
Mm.
Don't ask me to talk. Stacy Connects. It's not just my business, it's my superpower. Whether you need the right tone and messaging for a new venture or you've plateaued with your current one, I can help. I connect clients with themselves and their potential. Then I identify unique solutions that translate your brand into messaging that connects your target audience with your business. Go to stacyconnects.com to connect with me and your messaging.
Can't get enough of Stacy and Eric? Then be sure and check out Stacy Connects with Stacy Heller wherever you find podcasts. Stacy chats with guests about a variety of topics, hoping to make a connection through conversation.
Don't ask me to talk. Okay, welcome back to Don't Ask Me to Talk. I'm Stacy Heller, joined by my co-host, Eric Ryder, father to Gertie.
Well, I'm not her father, but...
I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'm my cat's...
Owner doesn't seem like the right term
No,
either.
because they own you.
Buddy, human companion.
That flows right off the tongue.
My buddy. My buddy. Okay. Speaking of bestsellers...
Creepy dolls of the past for 500.
Exactly. The topic that we picked last week from the Wheelo Topics was bestsellers. Now, we didn't specify whether that was classic, current. We didn't talk about any of it. And that's how we roll. We
didn't even specify what kind of media
we didn't.
we're talking about.
We didn't. I immediately did go to books because I worked as a assistant manager. I feel like I'm the assistant to the assistant manager of a bookstore.
Assistant to the regional manager.
Yes, so that's what it is. I worked at a Doubleday bookshop in Princeton, New Jersey. And
wait, they had their own bookshops?
Doubleday?
Yeah.
So Doubleday was part of the B. Dalton and Barnes and Noble, so there was different kind of, so Doubleday was more the
But those
small,
other companies don't publish or
Yes.
didn't publish their own books, but Doubleday's famous publisher.
Yep.
So, interesting.
And so I worked in a Doubleday bookshop, and the manager was from Short Hills, New Jersey. And she did not really know the Princeton area very well, which is known for the college. And there's also the Princeton Seminary there. And so I had a lot of opinions on the types of books that should be sold at the bookstore, which she promptly dismissed. And then 6 months later, lo and behold, we started selling and focusing on the types of books that I suggested. And at that time, I read the New York Times bestseller list and the book review, which was like a whole packet into itself. And I will tell you that after I left my job at the bookstore, I no longer read that. And partly because it was no longer part of the job, and partly because I've always felt like the bestseller list, that's great, but it doesn't necessarily always tell you what's good. It just tells you what's selling.
Tells you what's popular.
Right. Yeah. I mean, the book review, the critics can be a little tough, as critics are wont to do. And so even the review felt a little wonky at times. So it's an interesting thing, like what defines a bestseller? Does it mean that it's the best in terms of quality, or does it mean best in terms of quantity?
In terms of quantity. It's bestseller, not best book.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And, I haven't read I'm doing air quotes again because, audio medium. I haven't read probably a bestseller in a really long time.
I did. No, I read Untamed by Glennon Doyle. That was actually on the bestseller list for quite a long time. And I liked it. I thought it was really good, but I don't know that it was. I think once a book gets so popular, there's so much hype around it. It's hard for things to live up to expectations.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I was given that book actually, and I have not read it. And I follow her. I think she's fascinating.
I agree.
I just, I have reached a point in my 52 years on this planet where I want to be entertained or maybe I go back to my edutained and I want to learn something, but I want to be entertained while doing it. I don't know. What about, so Eric, you said you haven't read one?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever read something that was on the bestseller list, or at least not while it was on the bestseller list. I mean, if you think about the Bible, that's probably the best-selling book of all time, they say.
Probably.
So,
and
I was forced to read that as a kid. So, that's got to count for something, right? And I read some of the classics that at one point must have been bestsellers. Like Oscar Wilde's stuff, that must have been a bestseller at some point.
I would think so. I get what you're saying.
Mockingbird, you mean like that kind of a classic?
Yeah, all those great stuff.
Yeah, no, and the other thing that I find is that, so when I worked at the bookstore,
The Scarlet Letter, that must have been a bestseller at one point.
Well, this is one of the points that I was going to make. It's interesting when a movie comes out, right? You think of the movie Easy A with Emma, which Emma is it?
Stone.
Emma Stone. Kind of classic, more modern rom-com ? That is a play on The Scarlet Letter. It makes you wonder if then The Scarlet Letter starts selling more copies because people are like, oh, what is this book? I mean, I don't know, like.
They were in for a rude awakening if they enjoyed that movie.
Right?
And then
they find like Hester Prynne or whatever her name is. Yeah. Totally. But maybe a few people read it, so that's good.
Yeah.
I mean, when I worked at the bookshop, I remember a big thing that we sold a lot of children's books and, young adult books. And grandparents especially would come in, and some parents looking for, my kid just reads Captain Underpants or whatever the book was. And my philosophy was always like, look, it doesn't matter. I don't care if they're reading the back of the cereal box or if they're reading, Reader's Digest that's from 1970 while they use your restroom. Like, they're reading. And there's nothing worse that you can do with a young reader than to make them have to read something. It kills the curiosity and love of reading, I think. Thoughts?
I'd agree with that.
Thank you.
I think anytime anybody's forced to do anything, they're not going to like it. I think so. I think that's a very valid point.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I am fascinated. So James Patterson, he is a best-selling author And
in fact, he's got the number 5 book on the New York Times bestseller list right now in fiction.
With Dolly Parton.
With Dolly Parton, that's right. It's called Run, Rose, Run.
I'm fascinated by this. So James Patterson, he did a whole series that had a play on words with children's books or children's nursery rhymes, if I recall correctly. And so he usually does kind of like murder and mayhem. And said just like that. I'm sure that the detective is like, there I was in my office on a Friday, and in this gal walks. No, I'm totally kidding. But I'm fascinated with the Dolly Parton angle.
Yeah.
I mean,
I didn't know she wrote books. She can do it all.
She is a.
Do you know that Dolly Parton would be a billionaire and she's only a millionaire because she's given away that much money?
I believe it.
I find that fact fascinating.
She donated to help them research the COVID vaccines. So, I mean, she's just a good person.
She is. I mean, talk about a bestseller. Man, she's good stuff. So when you do read, what do you read? Eric?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I typically read like music biographies and autobiographies. It's just a topic that I enjoy reading about. So
no shame in that game.
Yeah, I mean, nonfiction for the most part, history, and then I got to say that's my. I won't call it a guilty pleasure, but it's something that some people might look askant at. Is just the music biographies. Can't get enough of those. So
yeah, I mean, compared to my guilty pleasure, which when I was in high school, while my friends were out flirting with, their friends and whatever, we would always hang out at the library, and I would go in and I would read like a Harlequin romance. I'd go inside and say like, oh, I just got to get some homework done. And I would like full stop read one of those really thin Harlequin romance. And it was like my Real Housewives of New Jersey type thing as a 17-year-old that, I was reading a lot of literature at the time. I was a big fan of Hemingway and Fitzgerald and, Sherwood Anderson and like Gertrude Stein and all that kind of stuff. And so I just needed a little rest from that. And so I think my guilty pleasure is way more guilty than your guilty pleasure. What about you?
You did it in a library, and so it's very sort of upscale. I love the atmosphere in a library, the quiet, the smell of the books, like just to go hang. I mean, this, again, pre-COVID, but like to just go hang out. Like I'm going to put a plug in for the downtown Bellevue Library. It's just got such great little spaces and windows, and it's such a comforting place to be. Mm-hmm. And the Seattle Library is cool too. If you can hear this and you can go visit, if you've not been there, it's really, I don't find it relaxing, with the like bright red walls and the yellow elevators and but architecturally, it's a cool building.
Yeah, it is a cool building. I don't think I've ever been inside it, but I have driven past it many a time.
Oh, you should go in. It's cool. They have some neat stuff. I just wouldn't find it particularly conducive to a relaxing afternoon reading. So anyway, for me, for books, I'm big into sort of historical fiction and I guess just histories, like the
girl with the pearl earring type thing.
Like,
which was a bestseller, I'll have you know.
Yeah, no, I haven't actually read that. No, like I tend to like historical sort of mysteries. Like there's a series about a woman named Maggie Hope who was like an English spy during World War II, and it's sort of written in with real life people. She's a fictional character, but some of the places and the things that happened to her were actual events that happened. But things like The Imitation Game, like the history of Alan Turing and that kind of, that sort of thing. And also there were a series of books, and I can't think of the author now, where she sort of went back and looked at different people, like Alva Vanderbilt, for example. And, it was a fictionalized version of her life that was really based in truth, but it was, obviously nobody knows what the dialogue was day to day with, the whole thing. But then from there, I leapt to Anderson Cooper's Vanderbilt, which was fascinating to read about being a Vanderbilt from someone who is a Vanderbilt. So I have a pretty specific, sort of from like 1880 to like 1945 is sort of my area of interest, both fiction and nonfiction. So
interesting. I was a big fan for a moment there of reading like Edith Wharton and reading like the Brontes, and like I loved the social commentary and the nuance of relationships and, the things that were said and not said in those situations. What are you chuckling about?
Oh, no, good for you.
I am fascinated by that stuff.
Well, like I've tried Jane Austen. I love the movies, but boy, reading it is just not as enjoyable to me. I don't like the way things are worded. I find it, tricky.
It may be why I am verbose when I speak.
Yes, it could be.
It's all that reading that I did as a young, impressionable mind.
I was just going to ask you both, when you are reading bestsellers or otherwise, are you doing the Kindle or e-readers nowadays, or are you sticking with the old-fashioned paper books? Or is it a combo?
It's a combo for me.
It's a combo for me, too, yeah.
Yep, it totally is. Because I will say that having worked at a bookstore, you could borrow books. So I went through books at the time like crazy. However, the trick is to not break the spine, because then, it's like people don't get that feeling of like opening up the book. So I learned to read books like kind of mostly open. And so there's something about that experience, though, of paper. And yet, if I'm traveling and I don't want to haul around a small library, the Kindle is quite lovely.
It's also for me, like, I'm impatient. So I'm a huge fan, again, of the King County Library System, and you can get all these books. And it's sort of, I put the electronic version and the paper version on hold so I can get whichever one comes first. You know what I mean? So it's not a choice. It's just whichever one I can get sooner rather than later. So
That is fair.
And, I'm also someone, I still get a Sunday newspaper. I love sitting and turning the pages of an actual newspaper. So I can tend to go a little old school sometimes.
I saw somebody reading the newspaper on a flight recently, and they did the whole old school, like you have to fold it and then fold it, and it's like origami. The way that, you fold it in like the thirds and the halves.
Getting it into a little rectangle so that it'll fit on their tray while they
100%
have their beverage.
And it made me so weirdly happy to see somebody that like understood the art of how to read a newspaper when, you're sitting in a fill in the blank diner, cab, plane, whatever it is. I was like, somebody knows now how to read the paper.
Well, you can't do the crossword unless you have it folded just so, right? So it's, there is an art to it.
There is totally an art to it.
Okay, I have something. When you said bestsellers, the thing that popped into my head that I would like to address with the crowd is the Harry Potter books. I was recently trying to explain to my son, who basically was born after the books were all out, the excitement and anticipation of each new Harry Potter book as it would come out. He has no concept. Like they were just all out. There haven't really been books like that were such like an international phenomenon. And I was trying to like explain to him, people would dress up and like go to like Barnes and Noble at midnight to get the latest books. And I don't think there's that equivalent these days of that kind of book event.
No.
Yeah. People probably aren't spending the night waiting to get Where the Crawdads Sing, the number 2 fiction bestseller this week on the New York Times.
Which is a shame,
Well, that's
really.
an old book. Is that really number 2?
This is what I'm saying. A movie comes out.
Delio and
A movie comes out and it becomes a bestseller all over again, which is cool. It introduces a whole new generation of readers. So, okay, should we take a break because we need to hear from Vance Dingfelder.
That's right.
What we're eating. So let's take a break and we will come back with Vance and we'll find out what we're eating. Keep listening. Stacy Connects. It's not just my business, it's my superpower. Whether you need the right tone and messaging for a new venture, or you've plateaued with your current one, I can help. I connect clients with themselves and their potential. Then, I identify unique solutions that translate your brand into messaging that connects your target audience with your business. Go to stacyconnects.com to connect with me and your messaging.
Interested in learning something new? Meeting someone new? Find out things that we have in common? Well, of course you are. You're a human being. So let's get intentional about it. Join me, JDK Winnikin, every week and get all of that in less than an hour. I'm a writer, a historian, a social commentator, and my show is all about you. Really, that's what it's called. This show is all about you. Get my perspectives on the week's news and hear fascinating guests whose stories will inspire and move you. My show is all about giving you something that connects us. Join me Mondays on Kixie 880 at 3 p.m. or download it as a podcast.
Can't get enough of Stacy and Eric? Then be sure and check out Stacy Connects with Stacy Heller wherever you find podcasts. Stacy chats with guests about a variety of topics, hoping to make a connection through conversation.
Welcome back to the show. You know what time it is. It's time to once again feel hungry. And of course, during the break, Eric was like, oh man, I'm already hungry.
I'm starving for some reason.
I said it's like Pavlov's dog.
Yep.
So we've got on the line Vance Dingfelder of Dingfelder's Delicatessen. And so, Vance, what are we eating this week?
Well, it's funny because, asparagus. We're eating asparagus because they're so good. Okay.
And good for you.
And you know what? I don't know. They're good for some, not so good for others. And, I just love to grill them. I love to blister them in the oven, right? They're just good, and they're great blanched, cold, with just a little bit of salt. It's just like, they're in the refrigerator, and I just start picking at them because all day long. And I thought to myself, I'm eating asparagus tonight. And you know what we're going to do with that asparagus? We're going to make Hollandaise sauce.
Okay. Now it's getting real.
Slightly less healthy, but way more delicious.
Because we all love grilled asparagus, right? Like, you take the asparagus and I like the big ones. The bigger, the better, Stacy. Some people are like, they're real woodsy. No, those little pencil ones, forget it. Okay, a good fat asparagus, and then you take them and you put them in boiling water really quick.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Only for like 2.5 minutes, and then you put them into this ice bath. Speaking of ice baths, have you ever done a cold water plunge?
Like, as in me, the person, or me, like, making my vegetables do it?
Like you go from the hot tub.
Yeah, no, because that sounds hideous, and I'm not in the mood for a heart attack.
It is amazing. It doesn't give you a heart attack. Let me just say, because I thought it would give you a heart attack, but it does not. In fact, it's invigorating.
Okay.
So
I do like doing that with my vegetables, though.
You're kind of doing like a cold plunge with your asparagus.
Yep.
Right from the water. Okay, so they get really nice and bright and green, but they're still crunchy a little bit. It's kind of like al dente pasta, right?
Yep.
It's got to have a little bite to it. So you take it and you plunge it into that ice water and you let it stop cooking, because if you let it cook, what's going to happen? What happens to asparagus if you overcook it?
It becomes sad and saggy, and especially if you boil it, and it loses the color and the flavor.
It's like crepey skin.
Oh, gross. Oh, now I'm not hungry anymore.
No, but you will be soon. Okay. Because you take that asparagus that's just bright green and
or
crispy
purple,
and gorgeous, right? Mm-hmm. And you just toss some olive oil on it and throw it on the grill. And then throw some salt on it and a little pepper. And then when it comes off, you can take a lemon zester and zest some lemon on it. And that's it. That's all you have to do with it. But if you really want to get special, okay, you can make Hollandaise and leave it out at room temperature, because it's fine at room temperature. Do you know how to make Hollandaise, Stace?
I don't. I mean, it doesn't mean I can't.
It's very easy, Stace.
Okay, let's hear it.
Really easy. Like 6 egg yolks, a little bit of champagne vinegar, like a teaspoon, right?
Okay.
And then some clarified butter or ghee. You can buy clarified butter now in any grocery store.
How do you? Okay? Can't you clarify your own butter?
Yes, of course you can clarify. You just take the whey solids out. But that's too much trouble for a lot of people. Are you kidding? I'm gonna clarify my butter. No, people need to just get it in the store, buy some clarified butter, and you drizzle the clarified butter into a double boiler where your egg yolks and your little bit of vinegar is. Oh, and by the way, you need a little lemon juice too.
Okay.
And then you just, right? And you're whisking the yolks as you're drizzling this beautiful clarified butter in.
Can you tell he's a chef? Because he acts like it's no big deal and there's no measurements.
Right. I was just thinking I'm going to need some clarification on taking the whey out of my clarified butter. But
you want to know how much butter and how many egg yolks? Here's how it works, okay? Put in 6 egg yolks and a cup of clarified butter,
okay,
a tablespoon of lemon, and a teaspoon of or even you can do a tablespoon, but a teaspoon's fine, of champagne vinegar. Tarragon champagne vinegar is okay. Champagne vinegar is fine. A little salt, a little pinch of cayenne.
Ooh, cayenne.
Whisk away. Drizzle, drizzle, drizzle. You're making a little aioli over a double boiler. You can't get too fast. You can't get it too hot because you'll make scrambled eggs. And here's the key to fixing a broken Hollandaise.
Do tell.
If it breaks and it looks like there's scrambled eggs inside your Hollandaise, you take some ice cold water or even an ice cube, put it in. It'll come together and tighten it right up. Don't overheat your Hollandaise. It's supposed to be served warm at best shouldn't be hot, right? So put it in a bowl, dip your asparagus. How about a nice Sauvignon Blanc or a Sancerre to go with it? The weather's beautiful. We're hanging out. That's what we're eating tonight, Stace.
Okay. So again, you could just do that for me, right?
Absolutely. You want me to come over tonight?
I kind of do. Because you
Yeah,
always,
there you go.
I love that you talk about, what we're eating and, between owning Nourish Catering and Dingfelder's Delicatessen, I love that you love food and nourishing people so much that it's not like some big long advertisement for you. You're like, no, let me tell you what I love to eat and prepare and what's fresh. I'm like,
That's true.
dude, you should be selling your stuff. And you're like, you just want to.
I should?
You
I
well,
should sell it?
I mean, it's
We've
unbelievable.
got a lot of people today, Stace. A
Well,
lot of people.
now, fun.
Yeah.
I have a fun fact about asparagus. I never used to be a huge fan of it growing up, and then I think I didn't realize that it was a craving of mine during pregnancy, and so I started associating the lovely smell of asparagic acid with being pregnant.
Asparagic acid?
Yes, because
Is
for
that
people,
what that's called?
Yes.
I was trying to wonder what that name is. Do you know that's a genetic thing? That
Yes,
Some people do, and some people don't.
Yep.
I do. I don't know about you.
Yeah. So, by the way, folks, in case you don't know what we're talking about, when you eat asparagus, there is a chance that your pee may
I
smell.
love that you said pee, and you didn't go to urine.
I mean, you did, so I didn't need to. So, yeah, it's the same with cilantro. Like, for me, cilantro tastes soapy, but for other people, they love it. Can't get enough.
That's funny. Didn't I make something with Peruvian green sauce that you liked?
Yes, but you didn't call it specifically cilantro. And
Cilantro.
there was
But it
other.
was Peruvian green sauce.
Well, and there was-
the number one ingredient is cilantro.
There was
And you
other.
loved it.
There was
Like,
other
this is
things.
really good.
That's because that's how magical you are with your
Oh,
food.
please. You're being kind.
Well, it's true. So, okay, so we're eating asparagus. And actually this past weekend, we bought some from a farm stand, some delicious, big, thick asparagus and the purple asparagus as well.
So, yes. See, the purple asparagus is now becoming a thing, okay? It seems like we love everything purple. Purple carrots, purple asparagus, purple broccoli. Have you ever noticed that when you make purple broccoli, it goes green? It's so disappointing.
Yeah.
I wanted it to stay purple, but it didn't.
It reminds me of like mood lipstick, like depending on your the body chemistry, it changes color or something.
Hey, you know what? Tell me you don't really like purple potatoes. Ooh.
Yeah, no, that's really good.
I love purple potatoes.
But we're not eating those this week, Vance. We're eating
We
asparagus.
might eat those next week, but you know what? We could do smashers.
Yeah.
You know what smashers are?
Take
right?
take the potato and smash it.
Yes, but you see, you have to fry it in duck fat after you smash it.
Okay. Now you've got I think Eric is quite literally salivating at the moment.
you got. It's probably the best fried potato you could ever have. Okay.
Can't wait to hear about that.
Smash the potato, and then you roast it on a sheet pan with some onions and garlic. Smash them, and then you fry them in duck fat so that they'll get all crispy bits.
Wow. Okay.
They're like crunches when you bite into it. You know who invented that? I think it was Tom Douglas.
Oh yeah.
But he didn't do them in duck fat. I mean, they used to do sheet pans of it and step on them.
A little floor spice will never hurt anyone.
Yeah,
Okay.
there you go.
Well, so you
Am I
basically
taking too much of your time?
No, you never take too much. Although we are gonna let you go here because now we got to go on to the Dingfelder's website and we've got to order some food, maybe some meat to go with our asparagus and our smashed potatoes and duck fat.
It's all about the meat, and we're in the middle of Passover. And by the way, Passover was amazing this year.
Oh,
And we served over 340 families.
Wow.
We did the community Seder at Temple Deher Sinai. It was their first open event since COVID. They had 115 people attend.
Wow.
And it was flawless.
That's awesome.
And,
what's the appropriate mazel tov?
Then we're doing what was that?
I said, what's the appropriate thing? Like, congratulations. Is it mazel tov or mazel or?
It's Hag Sameach.
Okay, that too.
We're eating matzah right now. It's matzah time.
All right.
Absolutely. So what is that website? People do want to go find out more about Dingfelder's Deli and, of course, the catering business as well.
It's dingfelders.com, and that's where the Delicatessen is. And we do catering through the Delicatessen. And then there's also nourishcatering.com. That's our sister company. And Nourish Catering does, everything that a Delicatessen wouldn't do. For example,
asparagus.
Yogurt granola parfaits and grilled asparagus. Correct. Exactly, Eric.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's it.
Awesome. Well, thank you. I know that you have been so smashed, smashed potatoes, with Passover. And so thank you for taking time out to tell us what we're eating this week.
Stacy, I would do anything for you. You have a beautiful day.
Thanks. You too.
Bye-bye, Eric.
Cheers, man.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. Every time.
Delicious.
Oh my gosh. Okay. And
nice to hear about a side, too. We've been
right?
talking entrees the last few weeks. So
we have.
Yeah. You got to have some sides, too.
You do. It is all about the meat. However, it is not only about the meat.
Right. And some things that our vegetarian friends could enjoy as well.
That is
this
true.
time around, which is nice.
That is true. I mean, he had me. I was a little worried when he was going with asparagus, but then when he started talking about, I mean, it is delicious. It's just, but then when he started adding the Hollandaise and when he started talking about potatoes and duck fat, I mean, hello. Once again, amazing. Bec, you were quiet.
Yeah. Again, I'm thinking, okay, there's a place in Paris on the Ile Saint-Louis that's called Cafe Med, and they have the best duck fat fried potatoes. Like, it was so good, we actually went back with all the restaurants we could have eaten at. So, that's where I just went in my head, was to this lovely little place in Paris.
I want to go to that.
I gotta say, there's something about duck fat. I don't know what it is, because I don't care for duck meat, but boy, duck fat is sure good.
And what was the waiter's name? Jean-Luc? All right, that's an old reference.
That is an old reference.
Somebody out there is going to get.
Yeah, they totally are. So if you do, definitely you need to call 475-999-2726. I'll tell you what, if you can name the reference that Eric just made, I will give you personally a $25 gift certificate to Dingfelder's Delicatessen. How about that?
That sounds great. Can
right?
I win?
No, because you know the reference.
475-999-CRAM.
There you go. That's a good one. All right. Well, of course, we're running out of time again. So
we are, unfortunately.
What is the topic of the week for next week?
Well, let's find out. Toys. Yes.
Okay. Interesting. Once again, it will be up for translation. That's kind of fun.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
yeah, there's a lot of ways.
There's a lot of ways this could go.
Toy can be interpreted for a topic.
Huh. Well, we're going to keep it G-rated, as in great.
PG.
Exactly. So thank you so much, Bec, for coming on the show.
This was fun. Thank you.
If you want to hear more from Bec, then tune into Wisdom from the Wardrobe with Michael Bruce Image Consulting on KKNW 1150 on Mondays from 12 to 12:30.
That's right.
Indeed. And hear more social commentary /news/color commentary.
Exactly. Love that about you. Thank you, Eric. Thank you for listening, everyone.
Thank you both. High five.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. It was a little random. Have a great week, everyone. We will see you, in air quotes, next week.
Life is a workout, and Smoothie King is here to help you power through. Whether you're grinding out bicep curls or muscling the couch across the living room, crushing morning miles, or sprinting through back-to-back meetings, Smoothie King has fuel to help you maximize your workouts, own your recovery, and elevate your game. Give your body the energy, protein, and power it needs with a lineup of delicious smoothies made to help you conquer your goals. Only at Smoothie King.